Space exploration has always pushed the boundaries of human civilization, as NASA prepares to land astronauts on the moon under its Artemis program. But along with this, the dangers present on the moon will become a reality for us with this mission. Imagine an astronaut has gone on an expedition to a remote area near the moon's south pole. But then a major incident happens. That astronaut goes deep into a crater located at the moon's south pole, which is always covered in darkness, where no radio signal can ever reach, and the temperature drops below -173 degrees Celsius. After this incident, all communication with that expedition and astronaut is lost. In temperatures lower than -173 degrees Celsius and with limited oxygen, that astronaut is now fighting a battle between life and death. A very dangerous and remote area on the moon where nothing can be seen for miles, no GPS, no radio connection. Besides, the most dangerous thing is that there is no one around to help him in case of trouble. They are trained to deal with situations like this. But the conditions on the moon are not found anywhere else, and blackouts are common there. The area there is completely filled with deep pits, craters, and large rocks, which makes any rescue operation for that astronaut very challenging. On Earth, rescue operations can be organized in hours, but on the moon, they take much longer. Every second brings new dangers. In the harsh environment of space, rescue navigation systems can produce errors, and all these instrument failures can prove to be fatal for those living on the moon base and for the astronauts. So, to deal with all these problems, the new lunar distress system is going to be useful here. UNISA, a team of researchers from the University of South Africa, has developed this. This system can prove to be a boon for astronauts going to the moon, considering the harsh and unique conditions there. This system ensures that, keeping in mind the moon's harsh and unique conditions, it can work in any remote area. They can send a distress signal to their base, where someone will be present to help them. And this groundbreaking technology is going to be the future of space exploration because it is not limited to just the moon. This technology will be used everywhere in the future. So in today's video, we will explore some unknown dangers of lunar exploration that really make NASA think. So fasten your seatbelts because this exciting journey is about to begin. Dangers of lunar exploration. Exploring the moon, colonizing it, sounds very futuristic, science fictional, and extremely exciting. But it is one of the most dangerous environments where humans have ever tried to live. This simply means that there is no air to breathe, no weather, and no protection from the deadly radiation coming from the sun and space. During the day on the moon, the surface temperature reaches up to 127 degrees Celsius, where there are such extreme temperature shifts. Without any shelter or proper equipment, these shifts can be deadly within minutes. At the moon's south pole, where NASA is preparing to send its future missions, the danger is even greater. That area is in permanent darkness, which makes some of these craters on the moon so cold that they are among the coldest places in the entire solar system. And if astronauts go on an expedition in these areas, they will have to rely completely on their equipment. Even a minor problem here could make survival difficult. Because of the uneven surface, they are not able to cover the entire moon. If an astronaut goes into a deep crater or gets stuck in an area where radio signals can't reach, then he won't be able to contact mission control or anyone else. In such survival situations, in the moon's colonized areas, every second without communication will continuously decrease their chances of survival. And after that, there are also mechanical risks like the spacesuit, rover, and life support system. All these things are designed to operate in the harsh environment of the moon. But are they really foolproof? And if even one piece of equipment fails, like a crack in the helmet visor or a malfunction in the oxygen tank, or you could say if the rover dies, it would put the astronauts in a situation where there would be no way to escape and there would be no backup for them there. During the Apollo missions to the moon, astronauts were fully aware of these risks, but those missions were only for a few days. But NASA's Artemis mission, in which astronauts may have to stay there for a few weeks or even a few months. And at this point, having a reliable rescue and communication system becomes extremely important for the colony that will be built on the moon. Without this, we can't even begin to think about exploring the moon for a long time because there are unknown factors involved. We often don't consider such factors, and there will definitely be similar factors on the moon as well. If we suffer a loss there, it could prove to be the biggest setback for the space industry and space exploration. We can only survive on the moon by relying on our own confidence. The moon is vital. How does the lunar distress system work? This new system is a major technological breakthrough created to tackle unique challenges expected with space exploration. However, the existing Cospas-Sarsat system, which is a satellite-based rescue network that we often use on Earth, cannot be used there. To cope with the moon's harsh conditions, many changes were made. With no infrastructure, GPS, or signal towers, this isn't possible. The lunar distress system will be completely based on a network of many satellites orbiting the moon, and they will be keeping a close watch on every corner of the moon. This network of satellites will form the foundation of our distress system. How does this work? Suppose an astronaut is stuck in a dangerous place on the moon and is in trouble. He will have a device with him that can help him. He will send the signal directly to those satellites that are orbiting the moon, and then from there, those satellites will forward the signal to Earth-based mission control or to any nearby lunar base on the moon. This means that if any astronaut is really in trouble, he can be saved in time. He is the lead researcher at the University of South Africa and also the founder of Safety from Space. He explains that the beacon can handle transmissions for up to 10 hours even in low power conditions, and this becomes extremely important for those astronauts. When they go far from their base on the moon for work or exploration, their battery life is limited. It is important that their communication remains stable and energy efficient for their safety. Yes, which is extremely important for survival in space. Another feature of this system is real-time tracking. The satellite network continuously monitors the astronauts' location, allowing mission control to track them on the moon even in situations where they lose contact with the base or ground control, and this capability becomes especially important. Trust is crucial if an astronaut is stuck behind a high mountain or deep crater. In emergencies, knowing their exact location saves time and resources in finding them. This system is also designed to operate automatically. That means it can work on the moon without human supervision. In an emergency, every second saved is valuable. Because of its automated response system, astronauts can focus entirely on their own survival. Because they will know that, thanks to this system, ground control or the lunar base, this technology is not just a safety measure. This could prove to be a game changer for space exploration. By providing continuous communication and location services on the moon, it gives us the opportunity to explore farther from the start. This gives astronauts the confidence that they can be saved. When they set out on the moon with confidence, they won't be alone. This rescue system also has applications beyond the moon. So the thing is, this system won't just be used on the moon, but we'll be able to use it beyond the moon as well. As human civilization is preparing for missions to Mars and other deep space destinations, the need for communication and rescue technology is increasing just as rapidly, such as communication blackouts and long response times, and the conditions on Mars will become even more frightening. If someone on the moon is in trouble, we can rescue them thanks to our trust in this system. Then it will take more than 20 minutes for the distress call to reach Earth from there. An AI? But with the use of this new moon, if any astronaut gets into trouble, then beacon technology will immediately send this information to ground control on Earth and also to their teammates at the base built on Mars so that their teammates can help that astronaut. For the moon, a device called Beagle will soon be used. This technology can be very useful here on Earth as well, in any remote or hazardous environment, or even in search and rescue efforts. Beagle offers low-power communication for everyone from mountaineers in the Himalayas to disaster zone first responders. Even if other conventional networks fail there, this technology is so reliable. The two-way communication feature of Beagle makes it even more useful. Unlike traditional SOS systems, which only send a signal, Beagle also provides people with the facility to communicate with the rescue team so they can update them about their situation and needs. This real-time information helps rescuers to make their plans and execute them. And the loss of life and property is also reduced. Here, we see a similarity between space and Earth-based applications, showing how space technology can be beneficial for humanity. Ensuring communication is vital, whether saving astronauts on the moon or rescuing people in critical situations on Earth. The new lunar distress system is a major step for the safety of astronauts. As we prepare for long-term missions to the moon, Mars, and beyond, it becomes very important for us to have a reliable communication and rescue system. Space exploration is full of unknown and mysterious dangers, and without such innovations, the risks become much higher, and when it comes to human life, we need to be able to save lives with confidence. We can't play in the town, but the influence of this moon goes beyond even space. Beagle should confidently perform search and rescue. What difference are these innovations making in our daily lives and our everyday routines? How is it getting even better? Now, whether it's the moon or the remote areas of the Earth, this technology ensures that if someone is in a bad situation, their trust, we often hear that help didn't arrive. Because of this, many accidents happen in the sea, and this technology is nothing less than a blessing there. As NASA's Artemis program moves forward, our dream of exploring a new world, the moon, is also about to come true, but exploration has just begun. Astronauts, whether they are on the moon, trusting their own abilities, or in any unknown place, can go there with full confidence. Even knowing that there is danger there, they also know that they have a lifeline, a trust. They can save life on the moon with trust. Some theorists also say that life on Earth could only begin because of the moon. Its orbit controls the weather on Earth, and even today, this weather is dominating the Earth. That means, since the moon is continuously moving away from our Earth and we can't do anything about it, it keeps revolving around our Earth in a very precise orbit. It completes one rotation on its axis in the same amount of time it takes to complete one orbit around the Earth, and that's why during the Apollo missions, we left several retro reflectors on the moon. When scientists fired lasers at them and studied the results, we found out that the moon is actually moving away from us, and this process is called lunar recession. With advancing technology, scientists were able to confirm this precisely. 3.8 simas every year. Yes, this is the speed of the moon. Right now, this speed may seem very slow, but on a larger scale, but its effect becomes significant, you won't believe it. With the moon moving away somewhere, you, me, and all of us will also be affected by this, tides. This is all because of the tides, but we can survive. It's called low tide. David Weltham, who is a professor of geophysics, has studied this Earth-Moon relationship in depth. So let me explain this whole thing about the moon to you in simple language, so that we can hold on to our beliefs from the beginning. This bulge is formed because of the moon's gravity, but the Earth rotates on its axis at a very high speed, and the base of that oceanic bulge, which is on the surface of the sea, also rotates along with the Earth, so that bulge is always ahead of the moon. Because of the moon, we see a tremendous friction so that we can hold on to our beliefs about something from the beginning. It comes to an end, the Earth slows down on its axis, and the moon gains energy from this because from the very beginning, we can save it. Because of this, the moon is moving away from us, but this whole process doesn't end here. The other side of this is even more surprising. As we saw, the moon is indeed moving away, but the Earth is also rotating on its axis at a slower speed. This means that the length of the day on Earth is continuously increasing. According to scientists, since ancient times, the length of the day on our Earth increases by 1.09 milliseconds every century. Some other estimates say that this figure is 1.7 to 1.78 milliseconds per century. That means with every century, the day is increasing by 1.7 to 1.78 milliseconds. Again, this might not seem like much time, but if you look at it on a larger time scale, the picture will become completely clear. Our Earth was born about 4.5 billion years ago. After a massive collision, a planet named Theia, which was about the size of Mars, collided with Earth, leading to the formation of our moon. The moon is 384,400 kilometers away from us. But studies have shown us that 3.2 billion years ago, when tectonic plates had just started moving on Earth, the moon was only 270,000 kilometers away from Earth. That's about 70% of today's distance. On the other hand, today, a day on Earth is 24 hours long, but at that time, there were 2 sunrises and 2 sunsets in those 24 hours. At that time, day and night happened so quickly that the temperature during the day and night was almost the same. After the sunset, the environment and the ground didn't even get a chance to cool down before it became day again. And scientists believe that the rate of lunar recession has not remained constant throughout history. That means sometimes the moon moved away slowly and sometimes very quickly. During a period of about 550 to 625 million years, the moon kept moving away from us by 7 centimeters every year. Well, right now this speed is about 3.8 centimeters. Throughout history, this has always happened, and it will continue to be the same in the future as well. Actually, the period we are in right now has an unusually high rate of recession. Because if the moon had been moving away from the Earth at today's speed, it would have covered the current distance in just 1.5 billion years since its formation. But we know that the moon has been around for 4.5 billion years, which shows that in the past, this speed must have been much lower. But what is the reason behind the increase or decrease in its speed? Scientists believe that nowadays tidal drag on Earth has increased threefold. Earlier, this never happened so much, and the direct reason for this is the size of the Atlantic Ocean. Studies have found that the configuration of continents on Earth is such that the North Atlantic Ocean basin is in just the right proportion to generate a resonance effect. The water present in this ocean moves back and forth at the same rate as the tides are formed here, and this generates a resonance effect. Instead of normal tides, bigger tides start to form. Bigger tides mean more drag. Because of this, the Earth will slow down faster, and the effect of this will be that the moon... If you look at the tidal strength a few million years ago, it wasn't as strong because at that time the position of the continents was different. This thing also repeats after a certain period of time. Models show that in about 150 million years, this will repeat again. So does that mean it will end again? In the future, a new supercontinent will form, and there will be a time when geography keeps changing. So does that mean our Earth will have no moon in the future? Well, that time will never come. No matter how fast the moon moves, it will never be able to get away from the Earth. Because before that, in the next 5 to 10 billion years, our sun will become a giant, and before dying, it will swallow almost half of the solar system. As far as humanity is concerned, if we humans don't destroy ourselves by fighting among each other, then we will definitely get to witness this event. Maybe we will be watching this event from another planet, and maybe a child from your own generation will also be watching our video. But right now, this danger is not just natural. Our problems are getting bigger also because we ourselves are determined to cause global warming. We know that most of the water present on Earth is in the oceans. The Earth is feeling even more drag, and its spin is getting even slower. Around 600 to 900 million years ago, when there was an ice age on Earth and the Earth had become a snowball, no tides could be seen on Earth. During a specific period, the lunar recession dramatically slowed down, which shows that we are also responsible for this in some way. Global warming is not just heating up our planet, but its impact is much greater than we think. Anyway, the moon will stay with the Earth until the very end. Even though it's moving away, it will never be able to go far. But we must understand that the results of our activities are not just for us to bear, not just for entertainment, but our future generations can only imagine the consequences. Wherever we have to face the consequences, we know that no one can stop an asteroid from hitting the Earth. And what will be the final fate of humanity and this earth? The extinction of humanity. Yes, this is not a prophecy. It's an inevitable event that cannot be avoided. We know that today, we humans are about 7.8 billion in number on this earth, but it wasn't always like this. Our history here isn't that old, just a few million years. Modern humans have only been on this earth for about 300,000 to 400,000 years, but the great apes, this timeline in history can go back 50 to 60 million years. But if we go back in time, we might be surprised to see that humans gradually evolved from such creatures. Of course, here we find out that evolution is a very slow process, where we won't be able to notice much on a single human time scale. But on a large time scale of millions of years, evolution is inevitable. Evolution cannot stop. Just like over the period of time, conditions kept changing on our Earth. The pressure to survive on the species living here also kept changing in the same way, and those who endured that pressure survived. Those who could endure kept progressing, and those who couldn't endure gave a chance for other species to move forward. And in the meantime, some random genetic mutations also kept occurring in living beings. Some mutations helped the organisms adapt to the changing environment, and genes passed on those traits. They were passed down through generations, and that's how we are able to see the world as it is today. Mutations are still happening today and will continue to happen. Many dangerous diseases are caused by genetic mutations, and sometimes these things turn out to be a blessing for us. But if we talk about hundreds of thousands of years into the future, of course we humans will still be here on Earth, but no one would have been able to stop evolution. We are talking about the future millions of years from now. Humans will definitely be there, but maybe not everyone will be human. Maybe some other species will be ruling this earth, and there are more chances that it will be an advanced version of us humans. But even at that time, humans and that species will be facing the ultimate pressure from nature. Because of the planet's changing climate and limited resources, world wars will keep happening because of other species and humans. Because of nuclear, chemical, and biological weapons, new diseases, and natural disasters, they will also face pressure to survive. Mutations will also keep happening, and eventually, for one reason or another, the end will come. It won't even matter how many people survive a disaster. Humans will disappear from this world, whether on a geological or astronomical timescale. If not today, then tomorrow. The existence of humans will end, and that will be the first step towards the end of this world for us, which will begin with our own end. Apart from that, the humans who are living on other planets or who have migrated from Earth, they might never want to come back to Earth. Because what is going to happen next will be even more terrifying. Will evolution leave them alone there? Those who have left Earth and gone somewhere else, just like the boiling off of Earth's oceans? This question is for you. Anyway, if we come back to Earth, in today's time, we feel fortunate that our planet, our Earth, is exactly the right size and mass to have an atmosphere at just the right distance from the Sun. Our planet is formed by the combination of many such parameters, where we have flowing water on the surface, which becomes the source for life to flourish. And if there is even a slight change in any of these properties, all the equations of life here would completely change. The diversity and variety of life we see on Earth today would not exist. Billions of years ago, Earth was completely surrounded by oceans, like a marine world where first simple and then complex life forms developed. This Sun is also subject to evolution, and the first thing it will do is take away the oceans from this Earth. Over the period of time, as the Sun converts its internal hydrogen into helium through nuclear fusion, it will gradually take away the oceans from this Earth, expanding over the period of time. As the Sun continues to convert its internal hydrogen into helium through nuclear fusion, it will get even hotter and start to expand, and its energy will reach even further. That energy will be so intense that as soon as it hits the Earth's oceans, the oceans will start to boil. As soon as the oceans start boiling, the Earth's atmosphere will be filled with water vapor. And as a result, when the Earth's oceans start to boil, the Earth's atmosphere will be filled with water vapor. The result will be a global greenhouse effect which will engulf the entire Earth, making it inhospitable. Almost all life forms living on the surface will be wiped out, and our planet will become a hell like Venus, with conditions on Earth becoming inhospitable for life. Only those organisms will survive that can live above the clouds, and in this way, nature will decide the future direction of life on Earth. But humans will already be extinct or will have left the planet. Even then, nature will become even harsher for Earth, and the next phase will be even more dangerous. What do you think the remaining beings on Earth will be thinking? That the boiling of the oceans and their evaporation was terrible. But what do you think about this? That everything present on Earth will break apart and even its atoms will disappear from this world. The conditions here will become like those on the first planet of our solar system, Mercury. Something like this will happen to Earth in the next 5 to 7 billion years. Just as conditions are now on Mercury, the first planet in our solar system, something similar will happen to Earth in the next 5 to 7 billion years. When the hydrogen fuel in the sun's core is completely exhausted and the great expansion begins, its core will contract due to helium and heavier elements. It will keep getting hotter, and as a result, the sun's outer layers will start to expand. As soon as the sun expands, its outer layers will become cooler, but on the contrary, the sun will become even more luminous. The star will turn into a subgiant, and then from a subgiant into a full-fledged helium-burning red giant. And our Earth will also feel the pressure of its existence, but then the sun will go from a subgiant to a full-fledged helium-burning red giant. And our Earth will also feel the pressure of its existence, but it won't be able to withstand so much pressure for thousands of years. Our sun will become hundreds of times bigger than it is today, and its brightness will increase thousands of times compared to today. The Earth will be completely devastated, and it will slowly move away from its orbit. It will happen, and the planets Mercury and Venus will be swallowed and destroyed by the sun long before that. And when this happens, its core will contract, lasting from millions to billions of years, and eventually even helium will run out from the sun and it will end. When this happens, its core will contract and get hotter, and then there will be no additional fusion reactions and the sun will soon die. With a big explosion, its core will turn into a white dwarf and its outer layers and upper surface will explode and scatter into space. This will create a planetary nebula. If during this phase the red giant hasn't already destroyed the Earth, it will have become a graveyard. It will keep revolving continuously in the solar system and will keep orbiting a small burnt-out dark star. But still, this is not the end of the story, swallowed and rejected. Now, even if humans have long disappeared from the Earth or have left it, or if this Earth remains, the Earth will keep orbiting that small dark star. But still, this is not the end of the story. After being swallowed and rejected, even if humans have long vanished from the Earth or have left it, or if this Earth remains, when nothing was left, after some time, everything here changed. And finally, for billions of years, the Earth will keep drifting through this graveyard-like solar system. Cosmic rays will keep showering down on the Earth for quadrillions of years. But our Earth will keep drifting through this graveyard-like solar system until then, and cosmic rays will keep raining down on the Earth for quadrillions of years. But even then, our Earth will continue to exist like a corpse, either freezing in this darkness-filled space or collapsing into itself unless something erases its existence. This universe is truly a terrifying place where violent things keep happening, and maybe that's the very nature of the universe. Ejection, any object, our universe is truly a terrifying place where even more violent things keep happening, and maybe that's the rule of the universe. Ejection, some unknown object will pass close to our Earth and gravitationally push the Earth out of this solar system. The Earth will remain in this solar system where there will be neither sunlight nor warmth. It will orbit this dwarf star countless times, and in the end, after billions and trillions of years, it will end up in it. There will be no light and no warmth. It will orbit that dwarf star countless times, and in the end, after billions and trillions of years, it will merge into it, and the story of the Earth will end like this. This world will inevitably end one day. We are not speculating. We are not making a wild guess with our eyes closed. Rather, this is a conclusion drawn from our current scientific understanding and achievements. On an astronomical scale, we know the future of the Earth, but but the near future is in our hands, within our reach. That is our choice. As a species, what are we doing, what are we becoming, and what should we do? Science can show us the future, but how to secure that future, how to live with freedom and self-respect. We will have to decide that so that we can represent humanity well in this universe for a long time in this universe. What do you think, friends? Be sure to tell us in the comment section. If you like this video, please like it and share it with your friends. For more such informative videos, make sure to subscribe to our channel and enable the bell notification. Also, don't forget to check the pinned comment and description box. Download the app and earn money. Friends, we'll meet again soon with another new informative video. Until then, stay curious, be happy, and goodbye.